Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me again for another very important term. Today, we're going to very quickly go through a joint stock company. Here's your definition: a corporation that sells stocks to investors to pool resources. The goal is to make a profit that would reward investors with increased stock prices, and also they share the risks. So, a joint stock company is interesting that it's included in the Period 1 framework because it really is primarily going to be utilized by the English as opposed to the Spanish. And Period 1 really does emphasize more of the Spanish exploration and colonization. But joint stock company nonetheless is listed in the framework in Period 1. So transatlantic voyages were really risky and expensive. Unlike the Spanish, the English were fairly poor. And so trying to participate in this exploration was not something that the government, that the king wanted to fund. And so um, the new idea for this business venture was that instead of one single person or one entity, the government funding, instead they would create a joint stock company. And so the king allowed for this new business venture to take place. And thus the risk was spread and the cost was spread over a group of investors and made exploration possible. The most well known in US history is the Virginia Company. So the significance here is to note that it's a difference between the English and the Spanish. And this new type of business activity would then, the idea of stocks and investors, that became much more used or utilized in a variety of economic activity. The company would then hold a monopoly on the region because it wasn't the king that had controlled it, but rather a company which was then responsible to the group of investors. And it allowed for more European countries to compete for North American resources. The two biggest places that were founded by joint stock companies were Jamestown and Massachusetts Bay. So I hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe if it was, and stay tuned for more very important terms.